It's Talk Comics to Me time. It's a quickie. We're going to be quick about it.
Get right in there.
This is I should have looked up the date that this is going to be. The 21st?
That sounds right.
The 21st, yeah.
Very good, very good.
Very proud of myself. So, Talk Comics to Me, Quickie, Champenstein.
Heather Hadfield.
And we're going to do it. Go, Heather, go.
Okay. This, by the way, is not all of our comics. We're just kind of taking a chunk of them and talking about these ones that we like the most. So this is As of the Barbed. This is number 1. The main character, Azahir, is from a family who has been a part of the Obsidian Guard within her kingdom. They just help guard the kingdom. When she is of age, she is put through a royal ceremony where she is imbued with some sort of power, but during her ceremony it goes wrong and she is cursed instead. So she is kicked out of her land. What is that called? Exiled.
I don't know.
She's exiled and she pretty much lives in solitude, just guarding this evil, but the evil gets out, and so she has to go back to her kingdom for her sister's magical ceremony, and stuff happens. This, again, is the first issue. I just discovered that from page 12 on, there are no words, so the story gets kind of weird. It's unintentional. There are supposed to be words. They just weren't printed. So I do have to get another copy so I can actually read it to see what is happening in these last few pages, because while I thought I understood it, now I'm not so sure. I like it. Art is good. Story is very interesting. I would recommend it, but make sure you get the one that has all the words in it. Okay. Next. This is Eternus. This is also an issue number 1. It is also a Scout Comics. There are all the words in this one. I made sure. This is an idea by Andy Serkis. Basically, the Temple of Athena is destroyed. The only person left is this young girl who is blind, and so they're doing some investigating, trying to figure out what happened to all the gods, pretty much, and she's the only one who can help because she was the only person who was there at the time. There are a lot of moving pieces to this. It's a lot of Greek and Roman mythology. I like it. The art's cool. The story is good, and I am going to continue reading it.
You're really going fast.
I did it. You said we were blowing through them.
I know, but just listening, I was like, holy shit. Alright, so next we both have Batman One Bad Day. This is Two-Face. This is by Mariko Tamaki and Javier Fernandez and Jordi Belair. This whole One Bad Day series, in my personal opinion, should just be called Daddy Issues.
Yeah, every single one.
I was just finish this. So I was like, I really like this. I do want to say that because I feel like that was me being snarky, because it was great. The art was great. The story was really interesting. But yeah, the first one was about a dad problems. This one is also about dad problems. So I can't wait to see what dad problems exist with the next book.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting.
I also have dad problems, so that's why I like this book the most.
Absent dad problems.
Yeah. Or, I guess in some other people's cases, too present of dad problems.
Look, there's no happy medium when it comes to dads.
Yeah. Dads stink. P.U.
I love that you did that the other day when you were talking about moms. That was really funny.
All right, so next we have Creepshow. I would say One Bad Day series has been really great. It's all by different, one-shots by different creators with different Gotham villains.
Yeah.
So.
We're only 2 in so far, but I would definitely recommend it. They've been major hits.
Yeah. So anyway, Creepshow, number 1. This is a little anthology book with 2 stories. The first one is by Chris Burnham, and then the second one's by Paul Dini, Stephen Langford, and John McCrae. And this is just some Creepshow stuff.
Yeah, if you've seen Creepshow or read any Creepshow before, then you know exactly what it is.
Yeah, just little fun horror stories. I didn't hate either one. I wasn't super in love with them either. So
they were entertaining though. They served their purpose.
They definitely did what they were supposed to do. And then Stuff of Nightmares. This is number 1. This is a R.L. Stein book. And A.L. Kaplan and Roman Titov. That was nice of them to put that
I
on
like
the back
I
for
just
me.
noticed that. That's good. Just another anthology.
Yeah, and this was like Frankenstein.
Mm-hmm.
This was Frankie boy.
It's our old Frank.
So yeah, I had fun. It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Yeah, since I was a child, since I've read an R.L. Stein book, and this was just like weird and grotesque, and I really liked the art a lot, and yeah, felt a lot like R.L. Stein.
Yeah, have been constantly trying to find something that makes me think of Goosebumps when I read it, and I know it's obviously an R.L. Stein thing, but because I love Goosebumps growing up, and I want more of that kind of horror. And I mean, again, it's R.L. Stein, so it's going to be like that. But it was very nice and refreshing.
Yeah, I really liked it a lot. So some good horror.
Yeah, horror.
This next book is Blink. This is issue number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
We can never remember her name.
I can never remember their name. Yeah. A human who grew up and escaped the Blink is finding out all of the reasons why Blink exists, why and how they escaped. I really, really like this book a lot.
It's so good. The layouts for like the panels and stuff, and the colors obviously are fantastic. The art, beautiful. But yeah, for me personally, it's like the layouts and the way that the layouts tell the story.
I was like, yeah, the way the issues flow is really, really interesting, and I would agree that has been my favorite part of like the first 3 issues is just like, yeah, and the way like the word bubbles flow, and yeah, good stuff. If you like it's like a little horror-y. It's a little creepy.
It's like a sci-fi horror though.
I'm going to say interdimensional horror.
Yeah. It's good. Next we have the Lonesome Hunters. I almost said Lonesome Crows. That's not what it is. This is Lonesome Hunters. This is issue number 4. This is the last one of the series. It basically is just a conclusion. The old man and Lupe, Howard and Lupe kind of overcome the bad guys and by working together and being together. And
and they just like both are, I like how they kind of confide and like really they're just like building a bond between one another. This is going to continue, it looks like, in another side story, so I am excited to get more adventures with them and see how they develop. Yeah, and the art in this book is just like so good, and I love everybody's expressions, and I especially love Howard. Like there's something about him that's really great. Yeah. And obviously there's like undertones of other stuff going on, so I also it's really good.
Yeah, it was done really well. 4 issues. I would recommend that. That doesn't take a lot of time. It is, in a way, like heartwarming, and I think just because of the relationship between the two of them, the unlikely friendship. I love those kind of stories. The found family, beautiful.
Yeah. We love those types of stories. And speaking of that, we got Wind.
Another one.
This is The Throne in the Sky. This is issue number 2. Our boy Wind is just going through it right now.
He is dealing with not quite knowing who he is still, while they're also figuring out that the entire land pretty much is gearing up for something big that's happening. There's a lot that's going on.
And they're also being hunted, and they're kind of like, they already know the plans that have been set in place, but now other people are kind of figuring out what the bigger picture is with everything. I love this book so much. It's so fucking good. Like, I never thought I would like this book so much.
I know. You wouldn't think so based off of like how the story starts, but it gets like really deep. Like, and it's, I don't know, it's hard to read in the sense that like this terrible stuff is happening to these like young people and they just have to deal with it.
I really like the lore that's built up in the land itself, because it's like a really full, like it's really full lore and really like full land, and like the like world development is like really solid because you have a pretty good perspective of like each of the like the king and his like brother, the prince, and like the duke. The duke, you know, and like the vampires, like all of these dynamics, like you have, like you're learning so much about, and it just,
it's like when they introduced like the vampires at the end of like the first story arc, I didn't know. It seemed like it was going to be too much, you know, like especially with everything that we've already had, like the fairies and all that kind of stuff too. I was like, oh my God, how are they going to incorporate this? But it is done so well.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful book. We love Wind. We love all of the characters in this book, actually, in one way or another. The main party, anyway.
I like the villains, too, honestly.
Yeah, they're good villains. Yeah. Like, they are just evil.
Yeah, I say they're evil, and, like, their intentions are very clear for the most part. Obviously, not everybody has best intentions, as we know happens. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Very solid.
Public Domain is next. This is issue number 4. I'll throw mine up here.
Okay.
This just... There's high stakes now. Like, we just need to have our boy Miles, right? Miles is his name. Needs to pay his debts, and he's kind of being a dick about his dad selling enough money to, like, pay his debts. But basically, in Miles' opinion, write fan fiction. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, you did it. I would not have guessed that. But yeah,
brothers coming together.
The relationship between all the characters is really good. Like, the brothers especially, because you just led to believe that he's the one that's, like, the fuck up and stuff, when really it's Miles. He's just very good at keeping it under wraps.
And I'm really excited to see, like, how they build Public Domain as, like, something else. And obviously there is, like, another head of the company who is a little more mad about this sale, which I thought was pretty funny because it's like nothing.
It's a very political book, but in a business way.
Yeah, like a comic book.
Yeah.
Comic book politics.
Yes, yeah, but it's done in a very. I don't feel dumb when I'm reading it.
Yeah, no, it feels very, like, straightforward and, like, it doesn't hold your hand, but it makes it very clear that, like, hey, these things, like, this isn't just it's a funny book, but, like, it's not just that.
Right.
There's more to that.
Yeah, I didn't think that I would enjoy it just based off of kind of how the first issue went, since it is a lot of, like, business talk, but it is also a lot about family and stuff, and it's just really good. Chip is doing it.
We love you, best friend Chip.
We love you.
Next we've got Barbaric. This is issue number 2. This is Axe to Grind, and the you know what really hits the fan as Owen, Soren, Axe, and Steel find themselves in hostile territory. We gain deeper insight into Steel's vampiric curse, and Owen encounters a tree god who's just itching to get chopped to pieces. Cutting down trees, after all, is what axes do. Just barbaric shit, really.
Yeah, I really like the story, like the history that Steele tells of, like, him and Owen and the group that they were in before that. It's really good. And of course the art is just
the art is so good, yeah. This is just, like, such a fun, interesting story, and
I wish they would do more than 3 issues, though. Like, I am satisfied with the 3 that they give us. You know, they do a really good job of, like, telling the story, wrapping it up. Good, fine, but I just want more.
Yeah, no, I feel that and understand that 100%.
It's probably one of my favorite books, and I just want more.
That's probably, why. And then last, we have Axe. This is Judgment Day. This is issue number 5. We're one more issue?
Yes, and then we have Omega.
Okay. Well,
but then I feel like there's a lot of others. Yeah, because we have all of the Axe, one-shots, which...
I didn't read Avengers.
I kind of flipped through it. I really like the artist for it, but I didn't really care for it. But next week, X-Men, Iron Fist... Or no... X-Men and Star Fox come out next week. I don't remember seeing Iron Fist.
Okay, it's like I didn't order Iron Fist, but I did do X-Men and Star Fox.
I did too. Yeah, because we got that Wada Star Fox cover.
Yeah,
it's so good.
And then Judgment Day comes after that. Okay. This is just basically that all of them trying to figure out how to fight for all of Earth and save everybody and save the Earth. And I don't know. Lots of weird resurrections happen.
That's my favorite one. He just shoots out, I'm back. Yeah, a lot of weird resurrections and stuff happening. Some I don't really understand, but...
Yeah, it's fine.
It is what it is. You have to do it, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like you have to have a symbol.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we don't know, and it just felt, like, really cheesy at the same time.
I agree. I 100% agree with that.
I'm just like, I don't want it.
Well, because you knew it was going to happen within, like, the last few pages, especially when, like, Nightcrawler was, like, making all the shots, and he's like, no, not him. We can't bring him back. He'll be back later. We got to do something.
So,
it's like,
of course, that's Nightcrawler's choice.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, too. I was like, Kurt, there is a time and a place, and this is not it.
I mean, patriotism is kind of like a religion, right? It, like, takes over people's brains.
I suppose.
And that's it. We did it quick.
We did it. That was 17 minutes. Not bad. That was pretty good.
I think we got it all clear. So we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. I don't want to say it all right now. You know the deal. But we'll see you on the flippity flip.
Later.
Bleh.